Look at this loser. He thinks that people with attractive faces owe it all to their genetics, but he completely ignores the habits that got them there. How do you expect to be more attractive if you don't even know what those habits are? In this video, I'll teach you the secrets you didn't know about having an attractive face. Do you breathe poorly and didn't even realize it? Take Messi in his early days as a footballer when he was a teenager. If you look at his photos from that time, it's clear he used to breathe through his mouth, something many guys do without even noticing. 2009. This habit can have long-term consequences on facial development, such as a more elongated or recessed face and issues with dental alignment. Even though his physical performance today is impressive, that detail from his youth shows how breathing affects our facial structure. Now imagine someone who breathes exclusively through their nose and keeps their mouth closed at rest. That difference is no coincidence. What you do with your breathing defines how your face looks. Breathing through your nose, besides being what your body expects, decompresses your airways. Over time, this creates more space in the mouth, resulting in a wider and more balanced face. And when you keep your mouth closed at rest, your jaws work together to naturally align your teeth. It's as if your muscles are designed for that job. Changing this isn't rocket science. Learn to breathe through your nose, keep your mouth closed, and let your face do its job. The result? A more balanced face. Aligned teeth? First, masculine profile. 2. Is attractiveness learned or genetic? Apparently not. It all depends on culture. In 1998, at the University of Exeter, they conducted an interesting experiment. They showed newborns pairs of faces considered attractive and others not so much. The babies, who have no clue about fashion or culture, spent 61.5% of their time looking at the more attractive faces. The same pattern was confirmed in another study in 2014. This suggests that even if we don't consciously think about it, our brain already knows how to recognize beauty thanks to biological signal. We're not the only ones who do this. Look at peacocks. They choose their mate based on the quality of the feathers. The more impressive, the better. In humans, something similar happens, but with a cultural twist. Depending on where you are, what's considered attractive can change. Although our biology plays a big role, culture also has its part. Number 3. Avoid artificial features. Because of this, you should think twice before going for aesthetic treatments that artificially change your face. Look, you've probably seen scenes in movies like the Smile series where the faces look eerie and give you chills. That doesn't happen by chance. It's the famous uncanny valley effect. This phenomenon occurs when we see something that looks human but not human enough to convince us it's real. That feeling of discomfort isn't just strain, it's part of a survival instinct. A 2018 study explained that when we see a human face, our brain expects certain natural traits and expressions. If something doesn't match, we feel rejection or even fear. It's believed this mechanism helped protect us from potential predators trying to imitate us. Now imagine applying this to aesthetic treatments. When someone over-modifies themselves, especially unnaturally, it can trigger that same effect. It's not just that you don't look good, it's also uncomfortable for others to look at you because something doesn't seem authentic. Instead, work with what you already have and enhance your natural features. That will amplify your appearance without forcing anything. Number 4. Training your face is possible. Did you know that a well-structured face not only makes you look better, but also makes you stronger and more functional? Think about it. A structurally balanced face handles more tension because its skull is better designed to distribute stress. That's why it's not just about aesthetics, but functionality. On the other hand, someone with a recessed jaw tends to tilt their head upward to breathe better, creating a chain of imbalances throughout the body. This bad posture affects the alignment of your shoulders, spine, and pelvis, ultimately limiting your physical ability. Look at someone like David Lade, a reference in fitness and aesthetic bodybuilding. His well-defined face isn't just attractive, it reflects years of proper training. Exercising with good technique and maintaining proper posture not only shapes the body, but also impacts facial structure. In his case, consistency with exercises that promote body alignment and strengthen the neck contributes to his chiseled jawline and facial balance. It's proof of how training can influence the way your face looks. When your face is correctly developed, your head naturally aligns with the rest of your body. This improves the efficiency of your muscles, tendons, and joints, allowing you to apply more force. That's why those with ideal facial development often have an initial advantage in terms of physical strength. If you want to excel in sports or simply improve your personal performance, work on facial development. It can make a significant difference. Number 5. Cut out sugar. Let's make something clear. Did you know that cutting out sugar can transform your body in an impressive way? Picture someone making this change and going from looking like this to this. Sounds incredible, right? But is it true? Most people start the day with coffee, milk, or even juice, adding at least 2 spoonfuls of sugar. Then 2 more at lunch, plus a couple more for another drink. And if you're out after a long day, you grab a soda. Just one 500 milliliter bottle of soda contains 53 grams of sugar. That's 10.6 grams per 100 milliliter. Now multiply that by 5, and you get the sugar content of that single drink. And at dinner, who doesn't have a cup of coffee or milk with another 2 spoonfuls of sugar? Add it all up, and you've consumed 229 grams of sugar, equivalent to 916 extra calories. Imagine what would happen if you cut out that sugar. What if, instead of sugar, you used stevia to sweeten some drinks? And what if, instead of regular soda, you occasionally drank a 0-calorie version? Of course, the best option would be plain water. If you don't like the taste, add some lemon juice. With these simple adjustments, you could create a daily deficit of 916 calories. To lose 1 kilogram of fat, you need a deficit of 7,700 calories. So with this small change, you could lose 1 kilogram of fat every 8 days. This shows that losing fat doesn't have to be so complicated. You just need to make small but effective adjustments. 6. The importance of posture. Did you know that a recessed jawline is closely tied to poor body posture? If you developed the habit of keeping your mouth open all the time as a child, your jaw likely didn't grow upward and forward as it should have. Instead, it grows downward, changing the gonial angle and leaving less space in your airways. To put it simply, a well-developed profile has enough space for easy breathing, while a recessed face makes the airways narrower, forcing you to compensate in less healthy ways. People with a recessed jawline tend to unconsciously tilt their heads up and forward to open their airways and breathe better. This causes the infamous forward neck posture. It's a compensatory posture, but it doesn't just affect the neck, it also impacts the tongue. When the head is pushed forward, the muscles related to the tongue struggle to function properly, leading many people with forward neck posture to keep their mouths open at rest. These bodily adjustments, like pushing the neck forward and changing tongue posture, end up altering facial structure and creating what's called facial distortion. And although this isn't widely discussed, it's one of the main reasons someone might have deficiencies in their facial profile. Number 7. Count your calories. Stop believing that all healthy foods are calorie-free. Sometimes the foods you think are harmless are the ones adding calories without you realizing it. For example, peanut butter. 1 tablespoon has 95 calories, but if you add 2, that's 190. 3 tablespoons? 285. See how those calories add up without you noticing? Now, olive oil is good for the body, yes, but 1 tablespoon has 120 calories, and if you overdo it, those calories pile up fast. The same goes for avocados. They're rich in healthy fats, but if you eat a whole one, you're consuming around 300 calories. And don't even get me started on nuts. They seem harmless, but a handful of 30 grams can have 200 calories. All of this happens when you're not mindful of what you're eating. It's not about cutting these foods out, but controlling them. You need to know what you're doing if you truly want to see results. Many fall into the trap of thinking that a food being healthy means it has no calories. They eat healthy, but end up in a calorie surplus, not a deficit. That's why they never see the results they want. 8. A hidden epidemic. Obesity is something that 150 years ago was so rare that people paid to see the world's fattest man. Today, you just have to walk into any supermarket and you see it for free, because in many countries, over 40% of the population is overweight. If we keep going like this, it wouldn't be crazy to think that in 100 years, it'll be more normal to see an obese person than someone with a defined body and visible abs. The worst part is that it seems like governments don't even care because things are only getting worse. Watch a video of workers in New York in the 1930s. They were sedentary and didn't exercise, yet no one was obese. Today, doing the same physical activities as in the 1980s, we're fatter. It's not just laziness or lack of discipline. We live in a toxic environment. Everything we consume is loaded with things that harm our bodies. Packaged foods are full of preservatives, trans fats, and chemicals that do nothing good. The animals we eat are raised with hormones. Vegetables are sprayed with pesticides. And even toothpaste contains fluoride. Every day, you shower and drink water loaded with chlorine and heavy metals. And if you seek help at a hospital, chances are they'll prescribe something that only masks the symptoms. This isn't a coincidence. Companies and governments don't care about your health or whether you become your best version. They only care about selling what benefits them. That's why no one but you will take control of your quality of life. The key is to wake Wake up. Stop accepting what's handed to you without questioning it. We live in a time when mediocrity is rewarded, though only on digital platforms. Because when you step out of Twitter and face the real world, that girl you like doesn't prefer the fattest guy in the group. So, don't be fooled by a world that normalizes mediocrity. Be different. Identify the factors holding you back from reaching your best version and avoid them at all costs. No one else will do it for you. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.